Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today we finished crushing the scalings beneath our... I said beneath our heel in the last episode, and then I was like, do we have heels? How does our leg work?
Demon Prince.
Yeah, kind of not like this would be the heel, I guess? Or... beneath our whatever it is that's at the bottom of our foot. You can crush people with your whole foot, you don't always have to use the heel. So, we have to get over here to the Ice Drake Fjord. Where's the border of my territory? Is it the river? Yeah, because this is Ice Drake Fjord. Okay, so... you know what? We probably don't need to stop and heal up. We probably just want to be as aggressive as possible here, because I think we did just break all of their armies. They have very, very little left to challenge us with. And in fact, I'm even going to throw us into March mode here. We're going to go all the way. Let's pressure them as much as possible. I want to get here before the Greylings do. So, the number one thing that I did not show you last time that I probably should have, it's probably relevant, is the objectives panel. First of all, we have like a mission tracker here, and you can see the game automatically pins our current missions. That's nice and convenient. The important thing here is the victory condition page. This is how we actually win. Unfortunately, looking at this, I don't feel like this is a lot of information for me. I don't know what any of these things mean. My suspicion is this will become clearer to us as the game goes on. There's also this domination victory type, which requires us to destroy all of the people that we are traditional enemies of and also control a huge portion of the map. I am not so interested in this. I want to see the Forge of Souls thing through. So, that's where we're going today. We have the ability to level up our settlements here. I think I want to save the population for the Doomkeep, though. The next Doomkeep level up is going to require 2 population surplus, and then the one after that will be 4, I believe. So, also there's a good chance that we're going to lose the Bay of Blades in a second here. It doesn't seem wise to upgrade it. I think we're cool as it is right now. Let's just bank the cash. So at some point here, we're going to want to start a second army, and as such have a little bit better defensive coverage and be able to execute more complicated offensive strategies. But for the moment, we're struggling to pay for just the one army we have now, so... and I made mention at the end of the last episode of my plans to sort of head east. I think a lot of the things in this game kind of direct our attention southward, but the fact is, people who have played the previous Warhammer games already know what all that territory looks like. In fact, all the territory around us here, oh, okay, they want to have at the Doomkeep. Nothing can ever be easy, huh? This is all familiar territory to people who've been playing these games for a while, but east of us is where all the new stuff is, and I very, very much want to see all the new stuff. So, Wood Elves are coming for the Bay of Blades as well. I don't really know what to expect from... we should check and see if the Nordlanders are friendly with them, or what's going to happen down there. Torvald of the Gore Hunt. That's a good Norskin name. Okay, can't quite reach it this turn. That's good news for us. I don't think the Doomkeep will fall to a bunch of goblins. But you can probably hear in my voice that I'm not experiencing a lot of certainty.
I'll snap your spine in 2.
So I think thing number one, absolute number one most thing to do is let's lock this up.
Only gore.
We leave only gore. If we do this via auto-resolve, it's going to kill all my units. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Will it? Oh, yeah. You can see those are the ones who won't make it back. I bet we can do better than that. Because, like, we're going to need our army in some kind of shape to fight. We're going to have to deal with these Wood Elves, and, like, we'll check on the, That's weird. It's giving us a tutorial for the Tomb Kings. This is probably just like the general tips panel, right? These are all of the hints for everybody. We have to be in some kind of state to fight here. And after the battle, we'll check and see if the Wood Elves and the Nordlanders are getting along, or if they're likely to step on each other's toes up here. Very much hoping for the latter. So it seems that in this case, we've been able to completely surround their settlement. But they have an awful lot of just walls. An awful lot of walls built up, which is actually pretty good for us, because we have a fair amount of the strength of our army is flying. So, the channel magic button. It is not 100% clear to me what this will do, so let's press it and find out, shall we? Okay, it poured a little. I think we took a fair amount out of the upper reserve and gambled it and ended up receiving just a tiny little bit in the current reserve. That was probably pretty bad. It was a pretty bad result. Okay, so I see. This is really interesting. Okay, so all the supply points are up on these upper tiers. Yeah, how do we want to approach this? I mean, there's a lot of entrances. We can definitely spread them thin, and they have fewer total units than we do this time. So, let's have some number of basic. You know what? Maybe this is what we should do with the fast units. Here, we'll have the fast units park right here. They can threaten that point immediately. Then in order to spread the enemies as thin as possible, I probably don't want to take advantage of this. This is like, if they do put defenses here, we can run the fast units up there instead. Let's have a pretty straight shot to a couple of different things. They're going to want to defend this pretty heavily. So let's have a bunch of the hardier melee units here. Let's make them actually have to defend it heavily.
For orders!
We'll give you guys a control group. And then we can plan to come up another one of these sides. They don't have much in the way of ranged units, right? It's like, this would be really defensible with a bunch of bows or something. But my guess is we'll actually be able to push up here relatively safely. Let's throw the bloodletters in with this group. Maybe the ranged units too. Yeah, I think I like that. And then the other two flyers can just be somewhere like, I can't see where the green lines are in the snow. There we go. Just ready to fly up here or fly up there, support, you know, somewhere, wherever. And where do I want the caster? Let's put her with the melee who don't have the ranged units to support them. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to press them from a lot of sides at once and try to really take advantage of the fact that they just don't have that many bodies to work with. So how did they actually deploy? Great axes and no other obvious defenders here. Now, the fact that we don't see any other defenders does not mean that there aren't any. Keep in mind, anything we don't have vision of potentially will not appear to us. I am going to be a little cautious with some of these. Yes, anything we wouldn't have vision of won't necessarily appear to us immediately. Let's fly you up here. And they really defended the heck out of this. They really don't want us getting control of that. So, like I said, let's turn around and head this way. I am shocked at the number of troops they devoted to this position. That's pretty wild. All right, let's see how this all unfolds. Oh, I didn't set this up. I think this is just a run forward kind of situation. I think we just fight them on the thing, since it seems like they put most of the ranged units at the low ground. We might use her other spell here. Nurglings, go. Oh, they're so slow. They're so slow, the tiny little Nurglings. They continue to be adorable, however. Why are they so cute? Alright, get over here. The flying units have discovered no resistance. Can a flying unit cap a point? I would think so, right? We have our Lord. Am I allowed? Looks like no. I mean, I guess I'm not hugely surprised. It's that being the case, I just like run over here. We can cap some stuff really fast up here, and then we'll start flying again as soon as it is feasible to start flying. I do see an enemy banner. Okay, there are some spears. What I might want to do here is fly the Chaos Furies over them. And then we'll, as soon as they get close enough to engage with somebody, we'll drop the flank. And yeah, this is gonna be a battle where there's a fair amount of pausing. Again, apologies. Let's drop a little bit more because it seems like we need to drop a little bit more. And over here, she's already in combat because she is incredibly fast. Let's just completely murder their defenses. Okay. Camera will sometimes fall in a pit.
The pangs of suffering, driven by pain.
They fell back very briefly, it seems like. How's this going? They're not actually falling for it. They're just refusing to approach, which is probably the right play. They'll bring in their ranged units to make sure that I can't do what I intend to do with the Furies. So then what I intend to do with the Furies changes. And I think this is probably what these units are going to be used for as well. Let's just break this door wide open because we have a lot of bodies down here, and then we'll see what's what. Constructing a tower, which I have to imagine is governed by this. Actually, no. Is that on this point? It is on this point. Okay, well that's good news for us, because it looks to me like they're going to let the cap finish. Come on. Okay. Cool.
Who can I play
Within my power, behold my divinity.
Suddenly, murder. They're constructing something here. I think we're gonna just I don't know why that was not selecting both of them. Ah, it's a trap, it's a trap, it's a trap. What they built was a trap. Okay. My units are doing a terrible job of sticking to their combat orders. Murder. Don't stop murdering until you run out of things to murder. This is the only thing that matters is the killing. These more injured units, I think, are maybe actually just going to go here. Because it doesn't look to me like they're going to make any real attempts to defend that. we can deny them the ability to build. You two pursue here. You lot get up here. Sorry, up here inside the box. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. I don't know. Are they going to be able to... Maybe they'll just win that fight? No, the enemy lord's coming. We should bounce. We can maybe give them a little bit of support.
Bring us soap!
No, camera. I don't know why the camera needs to be able to fall in pits. It doesn't seem like a useful thing at all.
Repositioning.
Okay, over to here. Everybody over to here. Oh, no, wait, sorry. One unit park here. One ground unit park here.
Demon Prince.
So we should destroy these towers. Okay, you're doing a fine job fighting there. Yeah, we are going to lose that unit of Nurglings. That's fine. I hate to be like this, but they're just Nurglings, you know?
Agonizing death.
Slaanesh Allures.
So many of you just want to stand exactly outside of the boxes. Okay, so that's getting capped. We'll have pretty good control of the top of the mountain. They won't be able to reconstruct anything up here.
Evisceration. Unbridled chaos.
Where are my ranged units?
I will conquer. Child's play.
We're gonna get over here.
Point is ours.
Wait, which?
Let my minions.
Okay, yes, this does control that. 'Cause that's quite an inconvenient tower, actually. Do we have... We do have the unit of dogs still. It's a really long, snaky path to get over there. But... it would be helpful, and the Chaos Warhounds are not that likely to be useful in the heavy infantry sort of combat that is about to be the whole thing. That is about to be what this battle is entirely about. Okay, our plague drones have successfully chased an enemy off the map. That's pretty cool. Let's get them back over here. Interesting that they would rather try to defend this than push the top of the mountain.
Seeking conquest. Glorious annihilation.
Oh, and here come those Warhounds for some reason. If I can be honest, I'm a little surprised.
Brutalize them.
Murder.
Once.
Never stop killing. Alright. So, up here, we have the enemy lord. Let's meet this person with a little bit of... They're going to be poisoned already. So yeah, honestly, the Allurus plus the flying creatures is probably good enough, but throw some more bodies over there just to be sure. I was really expecting them to put up more of a fight on this front. I'm not sure that we need you two over here. So maybe, yeah, maybe get in the box, because it seems like most of the remaining healthy enemies are on that side.
The pangs of suffering.
Anyway, you had a whole set of orders that you just like decided you didn't care for, I guess.
Carnage unbound. Endless crave.
Okay. That's mine. I think these wounded units are just going to back out. Fascination. Okay, so high damage rampage ability. That's interesting. Our hero's actually kind of losing. He's losing morale at the very least. So should probably bring the ranged units around here. And let's rampage one of the units down here so they don't do any like fleeing. Probably not the Marauder champions. Yeah, we'll do that. You know what? You're getting reassigned to a new group. Okay. Can we get our spellcaster over here in time for her to actually be able to provide some useful magic? Okay, I think we're gonna be fine. We're also definitely gonna have a reasonable support volley here. Any second now. There it is.
Power of an immortal.
I have to say, I'm very impressed with them staying in through all this. There we go. They're breaking, finally. Alright, never mind. You didn't get here in time. Okay, so let's deal with this. So we have their lord coming in. We have plenty of healthy troops. Healthy and pretty fresh troops. Let's just really drop on him and surround him. They don't have much else left. No, they don't. Okay. I'm going to have this unit go hunt them down. We're running real low on ammunition, sadly. Just kind of get back to the middle, I guess. Flyers will bring the poison. And we are absolutely for sure going to hex this nerd. Flyers get bored?
Their flesh is my canvas.
Endless craving.
Alright, let's try to hit their flanks real quick. Should break them down in a real hurry. Where the heck is... Yeah, you.
World is mine.
Come here.
On immortal foot. Negro. Marauders.
Chase those ones down, make sure they don't actually get away. I'm sure this will end the battle.
Dark gift unleashed. Behold my divinity.
Okay. you know, they fought. You can't say they didn't try. So, Pyrrhic victory when my losses totaled 153. Feels a little silly. My hero alone killed more people than their entire army did. Must be some new definition of Pyrrhic with which I am unfamiliar. It is going to take us a little while to recover, so we lost a unit of Nurglings. We also lost some Chaos Furies. Honestly, I'm pretty unimpressed with the Chaos Furies. We may well... I was going to say we may well replace them both with just the Slaanesh soldiers, but probably I shouldn't. Probably they should both be new Chaos Furies just to maintain the mobility. We're getting a lot of value so far out of the fact that we have a large number of troops who can very quickly redeploy to anywhere. So, it makes sense to lean into it, I think. Yep. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's any reason to sack this first.
Vanguard in the ruinous crusade.
Okay, for the moment, we have secured the province. And look at that. We did this. So that's a bunch more, particularly Undivided Glory. Pretty great news. And the scalings are gone forever. Now they want us to maintain control of 2 provinces. Ain't that always the way?
Demon Prince.
Nothing's ever good enough. So what was my plan here? I think I didn't really have a plan. I think I was just pushing really hard for devious plotting. So hero action success chance, not so important because we don't have any map action heroes right now. I don't know what this does. Demonettes and Marauders. Is Marauder of Slaanesh the name of this? Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. We have a bunch of those in our army.
Demon Prince.
Pushing up their attack and weapon strength makes a fair amount of sense.
Chaos rewards me once more.
Once again, I think we want to hold on to all of our population.
This world will burn.
You're just going to take more points in acquiescence. Do we have new unlocks? We have some new wings. So lose Pestilent Decay, which is just damage over time. Plus charge bonus, plus hit points for move speed and physical resist. Oh, this will make you really fast. Honestly, maybe. That might be worth it. Because, like I was just saying, the ability to redeploy quickly has been saving us. For the offhand, I mean, right now the offhand's empty, so this is just pure value. And for the tail, we could lose our Serpentine Tail and gain a Slime Trail. I would lose 5 attack for 3% HP. No, I don't think that's a good idea. But yeah, this seems reasonable. And we should probably hire in some new troops. And like I said, I think I am gonna make them both Chaos Furies. So we're not doing any of the building upgrades. Outpost available. What is this? Construct an outpost in the Bjornling settlement. This will provide recruitment of the listed units from your ally using allegiance, and will provide the settlement's garrison with additional units. Oh, this is very cool. Okay, so once we're allied with somebody, we can do some kind of very limited recruitment from their roster. That is something that I enjoy very much. I don't know if it makes sense. The closer the settlement is, the cheaper the recruitment will be. That's very cool, and I definitely want to do it, but I don't think I want to do it right now. 3,000 is like all of my money, and I am looking at trying to that's the wrong button. Trying to do more upgrades. And now that we have control of a whole province, we get a commandment. So we can spread more corruption. We can generate glory for corn and also get better at recruiting units. Wow, growth plus shorter campaign movement range for enemies in my territory. That's probably the winner. Glory and control. Chance of a plague spreading. Huh. Let us revere Nurgle for the moment in this area. So we haven't really talked about control at all yet. You can see here. There we go. That's the big pop-up. We have all of these factors affecting our level of control. Right now, the biggest thing is a settlement in this province got conquered this turn, and so that obviously has some negative effects. In general, this is a number that will vary between negative 100 and positive 100. You can see the rate of change is the number in the parentheses, and all of the settlements in the region get some bonuses and penalties based on its level. Also, if it gets to negative 100, you start to see rebellions, like rebel armies will start spawning. It's generally a bad time. We got to get our control under control, but right now it's been tricky because there's so much conquering going on. Alright, we probably want to... No, I guess I don't want to do anything else. We're going to get a fair amount of healing here. Yep, I guess let's just get ready to reclaim the Bay of Blades, because it seems quite obvious that it's going to be lost. Oh, I forgot to check for friendship between those two. Whatever, it's probably not a big deal. My suspicion is we're about to find out. I mean, men of the Empire and elves go to war all the time. Interesting, they didn't actually attack. And they don't seem to be going for the Doom Fort at all. Very weird behavior over here. So all of our allies are just running hard east. I guess everybody hates those goblins. Leaf Shieldbiter. What do you reckon you have to do to get a name like Shieldbiter? I mean, look, no, I know it's obvious, but I mean, like, what do you think the sequence of events is that leads to a person biting a shield? All right. We did, in fact, upgrade a settlement building. Huzzah. So we're very, like, Nurgle and Slaanesh right now. Raid Dietershafen for a bunch more favor. Okay, well that seems like a sort of a distant concern. We have more pressing things occurring.
Kislev's fallen champion.
So we probably just need to run as fast as possible toward the Bay of Blades.
Search of Congress.
Alright, to upgrade the Doom Keep again, we're going to need 4,000 favor and 2 population, which if we don't spend anything, we will just about have in 2 turns. Although, well, they're not going to steal any of my ability to do this, though. Yeah, hard to know exactly how this is going to turn out. So,
Not possible. Unwise.
there's a good way to do this. Let's go to this thing and find one of their names on this list. Nordland. They are not particularly anything with those elves. So, odds are just as good that they'll fight as that they will cooperate. I think we have a chance of coming out of this clean, honestly. Far from a guarantee, but a chance at least. Alright, so there's a lot of proper demon armies up in the north, which hopefully will not be a huge problem for us. You stay away from my Doom Keep. Okay, they're just running around raiding, generally being very annoying. Maybe they're going for the Doom Keep, actually. Maybe they're just going to ignore each other. Well, that'll make it harder for the orcs to take that settlement, at least. Dark seeds planted. Some of your demons grow restless, questioning why they would serve you rather than a true ruinous power, one who would grant them rewards beyond all imagining. Perhaps a show of brutality would quell these unwarranted doubts. So we would gain bonus control in the region, but I don't really want to pay favor right now. Or we can simply refuse the distraction. You could look the other way, but the obscene carnal rituals intended to weaken your influence will continue unabated. I mean, I'm going to refuse the distraction. I'm broke.
Demon Prince.
Do we want to maybe like stop a turn in the longship graveyard? So you can see these units are currently suffering attrition because they do not handle the frozen waste quite like we do. But it's not very much damage per turn. This is a difficulty thing. Because we're playing on a high difficulty, they get a little bit of safety from that.
Stop.
Yeah, let's take a turn to stop in the longship graveyard because I want the healing. We'll let the elves separate from them a little bit. I really like this outpost idea. I'm very curious to see it in action. We've obtained the gift of oversized medium armor, apparently. Okay, they're just going home? They're continuing to raid us, unfortunately. So this is part of why our income has gotten so bad, is that all of the money that they are gaining by raiding is coming directly out of our income. It's an awkward time to be all the way at the northwest corner of our territory, but unfortunately, we really needed to make sure the scalings were fully dead so that we didn't have to watch both fronts forever. We can, by the way, there's a thing we can do about this. Is there... Yeah, here we go. What I want is to change the settings for all allied factions. Let's just get really, really good, fast information. I like the high camera, I think, best out of all of them. When we switch to the strategic camera, I tend to get a little lost in the transition. Okay, so that's all allied factions, enemy factions, and neutral factions will now move their units way faster during this part of the turn. Oh no, not the Stonehorn tribe.
Hellish power.
So the elves are here and they're raiding, but they're not actually getting anything out of the raiding because the settlement's not making any money because it's under siege. So I'm not really sure what they're accomplishing there, aside from just being kind of generally spiteful. Alright, we have to approach very carefully here because obviously it'd be really easy for our enemies to gather up on us. So what I want to do here, yeah, is approach
Hell sent foot.
in a position where we will be able to reinforce or ambush
Conceal yourself.
until we're at a place where we can make the run all at once. We have enough population for the upgrade. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can make any money off of any of our allies. Does anybody want something from us that we could give them? Friends.
Enter then. Are you after a drink?
You don't want an improvement in our relationship. I don't even know who you are, but apparently I'm at war with you. You're not at war with any of my allies, though.
A timely arrival.
Okay, they're not interested in peace. That's a shame. I would gladly have given them peace.
Dominate.
To
be honest, I'd rather be raiding.
You don't want anything from me?
Take what's that? Whichever woeful day it
Okay. No such luck, it turns out.
My death, my bishop.
So we could ask our allies to come over here and help, but I kind of want them to... It seems like they're very focused on the Black Venom right now, and I want them to get that done. I want these Black Venom troops away from my territory. So I think I'm just going to let them keep working, and we're going to approach slowly here, and then the moment that the attack is feasible, we're going to come out of nowhere and crush them. All right, obviously, we'll lose this battle. No sense losing it very slowly. Okay, yep, the goblins and orcs are having to respond to that. Do you wish to intercept enemy forces traversing the nearby world routes? So they're using a type of movement that we do not have access to, where they use the magic trees or whatever to move from place to place. Do I feel confident about this? This seems like a really ugly battle, honestly. So they have a ton of spear infantry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 units of archers. Plus a Glade Lord who's a pretty good archer. The auto-resolve result probably doesn't tell us too much about how this would go. Excuse me, just a moment here. Sorry about that. A little frog in my throat. So, the auto-resolve result doesn't tell us too much. I'm a little worried that these world route battles take place on a pretty cramped map usually. Can we see? Yeah. So our maneuverability will be of some limited value. And they'll get to just like line up across the thing and open fire on us. I'm going to choose not to intercept them.
Not this time.
So they don't necessarily know that we're there. They just crossed us, and so we could have leapt out of our ambush. Okay, so they actually just moved right next to us.
Nothing.
That's pretty not ideal. I will say that I think we have a better chance against them in a normal map than we did on a World Routes map. As much as it is generally better to lay an ambush if you can. Do I want to just try to catch them in an ambush again? Like, they're going to have to move to... Obviously, they're going to attack the Longship Graveyard, right? They're going to have to move. If we can catch them with an actual ambush, we can probably kill them. And they can't use their World Route move to attack a settlement. They have to be in normal movement mode. So... I am gonna try it. I'm gonna try to be cheeky here. Let's see if we can make this happen. But maybe what we're about to find out is that they weren't going to the Longship Graveyard after all. They're just gonna world route somewhere else. Hard for me to imagine them making the move they did if they weren't intending to go there, though. Okay, there we go. And we got a proper ambush. I think I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve it. I know it says Pyrrhic victory, but yeah, that's harsh, but it's not so bad.
Slow ruination upon them.
It used to be the case in the previous Total War Warhammer games that you got a pretty massive auto-resolve bonus on an ambush. Seems like that may not be the case anymore. Demons uncover a network of caverns nearby, inhabited by hundreds of skulking Noblars. Though individually they are worthless, the mass destruction of these scrawny greenskins will make a glorious tribute to the dark gods. So we can release and pursue them. The long and bloody hunt will be most invigorating, and the ruinous powers will surely provide appropriate reward. I mean, that's a pretty good item. We don't seem to get magic items nearly as quickly in this campaign as we have in some of the other ones I've done. I think I am... I mean, that's a lot of glory too, though. That is a lot of glory. Yeah, let's call them immediately. Okay, the Greylings have begun an outpost in the Doomkeep. That's cool.
This world will burn.
So let's keep taking upgrades to the units we use most. Oh, apparently that was a 2-level battle.
Boon to the great reaping.
finish off acquiescence so we can move to the next box.
Hellish power.
And unfortunately,
My engine
given
of
that outcome,
conquest.
I think we have to fall back and take a moment to heal here.
Of conquest.
We did make quite a lot of money off of them, which is definitely very helpful. Oh, right, and we can level up we can build some new stuff in the Doom Keep. So, the Doom Keep has access to marble, which doesn't actually do that much for us. We could build a building to allow us to recruit some better units, some fancy units. The Obelisk of Slaanesh will allow us to get the Hellstriders, and eventually Seekers. Okay, I mean, that's all interesting, but given the money situation, I'm inclined to just build, yeah, like, I know it's not an amazing amount of cash, but over time it'll level up and be pretty significant. Oh, interesting. When control is 50 or more, this generates income. So how does this one levels up pretty linearly. Does this do the same? No, it doesn't generate quite as much. That's really interesting. I'm gonna build this. I think we need the money too badly to not do that. Okay, so it looks like we have some
Despoiled and ravaged.
we have some allies headed in this direction. And they're providing enough pressure on the orcs that the orcs are not raiding my territory anymore, which I really appreciate. Breaking that force of elves was very, very important. That is a thing that we absolutely needed to do. There was unfortunately not going to be a way to do it that wasn't costly, but I think having the patience to bait them properly into the ambush was the right way. Man. You can tell I've been talking a lot today. The world yields to those who master the winds of magic. Great bolts from the heavens scour souls from bodies, whilst raging torrents of fire rend the very flesh from bone. Magic can rip enemies into a dozen pieces, or leave nothing but an ugly bloodstain where once they stood. The power granted by the cataclysm many eons ago can be harnessed now to bring ruin and destruction upon our enemies. Basically, what all this fancy text means is a very small amount of additional magic power to all armies. Upgrade any settlement building to level 3. Well, we're already on it.
Kislev's
Yep, 2 more
fallen
turns.
champion.
I think I'm going to stay put for one more turn and do a little bit more recruiting. And so, actually, I'm going to fold together 2 of these units.
Join the ruinous crusade.
We'll pull in 2 more, and this will leave our army in pretty healthy condition next turn. I have no idea what state the Bay of Blades is in, but it tends to be the case that Southerners do not do well up in the Chaos Wastes, so I'm hoping that they will have been... they will find that it is very difficult to maintain a force up here. Having a remarkably difficult time fighting off these random goblin armies. Apparently that's something I'm going to have to do if I want it done.
Contain power.
Somewhere far beyond, Slaanesh knows the ecstasy of satisfaction. Afterward, as the perfect prince slumbers in his forbidden boudoir, who among us does not have a forbidden boudoir, the howling sweetness of his dreams touches each and every one of his servants. Sated, they need nothing else for now. Okay, cool. Upkeep way down for Slaaneshi units. That's actually very helpful to us.
Champion.
Raise an additional army. You know what? I will get to it when I can get to it. So once again, let's
Joyous momentum.
approach carefully here. Huh, the Bay of Blades belongs to Slaaneshi rebels. they took the settlement over and couldn't control it. Control hit -100, a rebel army spawned, and because of all the chaos corruption, it was a Slaanesh demon army. And now they are just, you know... I'm going to take this. I don't know what it does, but we're going to take it.
I grow ever more unstoppable.
Now they have been driven out by demons. They're taking damage constantly from the area, and just bad news for poor Theoderic Gosser. And his fancy hat. Looks like he thinks he's going to be able to advance on the Doomkeep. Our allies are changing their position, or changing their decisions constantly. Although at least they're doing so in a way that makes sense. Oh, hey, we hit that threshold. So we have the Seduce Units feature, and also the Switchable Plagues feature. How does that even... Enter a military alliance with anybody? Yeah, we'll see. So right now we have the Bowel Steep Plague, which for some reason gives plus leadership. That description does not seem like it would... Okay. Oh, interesting. So each one of these has some effect on our army and a different effect on other units nearby. Ooh, I like this. Let's switch over to the Red Egg. So all of the units in our army cause terror. I'm assuming I can only switch once per turn. Actually, no, it looks like... Wow. But we don't have like a seduce button. No. Okay. Well, I don't fully understand it, but okay. So let's move up behind them. I'm going to try to stay relatively hidden. God, the good copses of trees are all really far apart, of course.
Seek prey, minions.
My hope here is that they're going to push to the Doomkeep. If they hit the Doomkeep, you can see it has walls, is what's indicated by this. I don't think they'll be able to attack it right away, because they don't have any siege units with them, so they'll have to build siege equipment, and we can run up behind them and crush them against the settlement. So, I do believe that it is worth it to build ourselves an aroma merchant, and then not ask any questions about the specific definition of aroma that's being used. And yeah, more growth. More growth is more good. Apologies if it seems like I'm being a little timid here. I just want to... I want to have actual solid control of our stuff, and ending every battle with a horribly damaged army is how we keep finding ourselves in position not to be able to respond to things. So... The orcs and goblins are getting to keep their stuff because my allies are just not good at their jobs. It's fine. We'll just keep them under our wing. Oh, somebody saw through my ambush. Well, it doesn't seem to have affected anybody's decision-making.
Will burn.
We can approach quite a bit here.
Go forth,
Get
my
adjacent to the
lord.
road while still having the good ambush chance. And I think right now he's in movement range. He's in one normal turn's movement range.
Denied.
Hamathane Frost could be a problem. And the longer we let the Bay of Blades sit under control of the rebels, the more of an issue that's going to be. You know what? I am going to ask my allies for help. They don't really seem to have much in the way of military right now, though. I think they both just got embarrassed by those goblins. Yeah, maybe not. We can handle this. I don't know whether it's going to make more sense to attack north or attack south here, but we're probably... Well, he might have moved out of attack range. We'll see. Okay, there we go. That's a half-decent Bjornling army. Maybe they'll actually make some headway here. Oh no, exquisite pain has been obliterated. Make any faction join your confederation. Factions of the same race may choose to confederate with one another. Yeah, so that has to be... It can't just be chaos folk. It has to be demons, right? Like... Could I get a confederation with them? We can make them our vassal. But no, we don't even have a confederation button with even another demon faction.
Supreme, you do not know true demonic might.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to be the right kind of thing to confederate with me
To be
then.
honest, I'd rather be raiding, but you have my time.
Maybe there's something we have to do to get the button to show up. Maybe it only shows up when you're like close with them or something.
Demon Prince.
Okay, so you ran far enough away to make it kind of a pain in the ass to get you. Let's at least go reclaim this from Raziel. We will reave his soul for a change. Oh, here's our seduce units button. Left click to seduce the selected units. They will join your army for the duration of the battle. If they and the original army survive, they will be returned after the battle. That is a really cool feature. We're just going to take this auto-resolve victory. Wow, 2,000 gold, huh? Or favor, rather. And we got ourselves a drill master. I should check on our, Hold on, I should check on our stuff here. You know what we haven't looked at all, really, is the followers that we're allowed to have. Do we have followers? Maybe that's not a thing for our Lord? Because most people have a follower space. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, here, ancillaries. But yeah, I guess our Lord can't equip ancillaries, so we should be sticking all of our ancillaries on Viditas. And then also spending her skill point on evasion. This is not a very good skill, but it's on the way to skills that we care about quite a bit.
Hellish power.
Okay, so we'll be pretty much full health next turn, ready to run up here, and I do believe Theoderic Gosser has gotten himself into a position that he's going to have a hard time getting out of.
I have ascended.
So the next upgrade is at 4 bonus population and 8,000. I mean, it's not impossible. We could get there. Let's definitely take this upgrade. Yeah, we're going to push hard on all these, and then we actually have another slot open that we could do something useful with. So this provides extra garrison and also some bonus control, which we could actually really use. Yeah, you know what? I like that. And look at all the income. Maybe we're not that far from being able to, Here, we're going to do this again. Maybe we're not that far from being able to start thinking about a second army. Alright, so the Southerners will stay at each other's throats, probably. Hopefully. Clearly, there's a lot less acrimony going on down here than I would like if we have wood elves sailing all the way across the bay. What are you doing, Bjornlings? Why are they gathering all of their forces in, like, the far western tip of the map? The Undoer. One of your wilder-eyed cultists claims to have communed with the lesser chaos god Zuvasin. The Undoer, as he is known, is desirous to disrupt the age-old balance of ruinous power and sees your rise as a means of achieving this. Thus, you may choose a blessing. So we can take a little bit of diplomatic insight, or we can get or diplomatic relations. Or we can get a temporary campaign line of sight buff. I don't actually think this is valuable. I choose influence. Sack or raise 6 Kislev, Cathay, or Empire settlements for 20,000 favor. Hell yeah, Chaos Invasions. I love a good invasion. So if I go into March mode, I won't quite make it to the settlement. All right, let's just do a normal walk.
Hands to some.
This is all our territory, so we'll still be healing through all of it. You can see those good spooky Slaanesh fires burning in those skulls. We're going to try to press Gosser here. That is how I would like to end the episode, getting our territory actually free of Southerners. Can you believe they have the gall to call their territory Nordland? Damn it. Can I get a peace treaty with them, maybe? Like, is there a way I could just get them to back the hell off until I have things figured out? The Changer's Promise. A strange calm comes over those who pledge themselves to the Raven. They refuse all food and rest and work tirelessly. When pressed on the matter, they all chant the same chant. We want for nothing today, for great Sinch has shown us the rewards we will know tomorrow. We don't have... I know all of our ranged units are Sinch units, actually. So that does a little something for us.
This world will burn.
Okay, can't quite catch up. What I'd like to do here is, yeah, get close and go into ambush mode in the hopes that he won't flee because he doesn't know we're here. And we did manage to bowel steep him. So,
I refuse.
a little bit of extra attrition on his units. All right, let's have a quick
Timely
chat with you.
arrival. My warhounds haven't eaten in days.
What would it cost to... Apparently I can't. I don't have enough. Out of curiosity, what is 2102 worth? Nothing, basically. They don't want my money at all. That is not even what it is about. We gotta get some defenses up around the Bay of Blades, but I don't know that now is the right time because I think it is just gonna get destroyed again. But yeah, a garrison at the Bay of Blades is a high priority for us.
Demon Prince.
All right, let's do another turn here. Oh, gained the Shrouded Body. Honestly, not very compelling. That Foreboding Ignition is not really any good. Oh, cool. They just wandered into the ambush.
Show them the true face of chaos.
And to Slaanesh's glory they go. Well, no, to the Undivided Glory they go. Our Undivided Glory is actually falling behind here. Okay, that makes my life way easier. I did not expect at all that he would actually move into the ambush. Okay, and Hama's backing off. So I think what we want to do here... Viditas, Duchess of Carnality, concerned that you do not favor them, one of your followers requests that you brand their flesh with a ruinous rune of your choosing. An agonizing experience that will surely prove their undying loyalty. So Slaanesh cultists are all about, like, sensation, kind of, to any degree, whatever it takes. So we could give her the Mark of the Great Beast, or the Mark of Morcar. She's already plenty fast. If the eight-pronged star of chaos is burned into the screaming fiend's hide, they will know rage as never before. For 5 turns. You know, then she'll get used to it. Ooh, a schemer.
I have ascended.
Can I equip that on you? You're not a lord, so... Nope. Well, our second lord will get benefit from that. Okay, so now that we're in the second box here, what we're headed toward is Arcane Conduit. But we have to spend 4 points in this box. So there's bonus winds of magic at the beginning of the battle. Ooh, or plus 20% when increasing. That's actually different than it used to be. So anytime we do a thing that increases our amount of magic, we get more out of it. That's pretty cool, actually. That's way more valuable than it used to be. Lowered miscast chance, which is always useful, or cool new spells. A bombardment spell that does quite a lot of damage over a large strike area, or Phantasmagoria. Leadership down and cannot move. Oh, those are both very interesting. They're also tremendously expensive. But making an enemy not able to move for 11 seconds? Well, so many of my units are so fast, though. Let's take slicing shards. I wanna see that in action.
Supreme champion.
Then we're gonna take Battle Delight here, and also another
Fresh
point.
tool of conquest.
Okay, so let's get down to the Bay of Blades.
Stragglers will be slain.
We can have Iglixis cover the Bay of Blades while it develops a garrison, which means that I think it actually is worth spending the population here. Okay, and look at that. Our control is trending slightly northward. That's pretty handy. I'm still a little worried about this situation. There's starting to be a lot of goblins and whatnot.
The ruinous powers forsake us.
What would it cost us to start a second army? Oh, right. There's all kinds of different heralds. So each additional lord will increase our army upkeep by a stacking amount. Right now, that's not too expensive. I think let's give it a turn or two.
This is not the promised excess.
Because right now we're bringing in quite a lot of money, and I'd like to actually have a bank. Oh, I forgot to look at our... Before we quit, in a second here, we're going to stop for the episode. But before we do that, we're going to look at our Lord's body part options. Because I keep forgetting to do that. At this point, the Doomkeep's garrison is pretty large and pretty stable, so I'm not too worried about the goblins or the orcs going after it. They'd have to bring a lot of troops. The Ice Court have convinced the Druzhina Enclave to join their confederation. Okay, I don't really know what to do about that. Oh, interesting. They caught the Bowel Steep. Maybe our cities are infectious as well as our armies?
Kislev's fallen champion who serves chaos on hell-sent foot.
We're going to sit here, and we're going to sit in ambush mode, and if Hamathane Frost wants to come attack the Bay of Blades, he's going to wander into something quite unpleasant. And with that, I think... No, wait, I said I was going to do a thing?
It's the ruinous crusade.
I'm totally remembering. Okay, we have a lot of body parts available. Holy crap. So right now we're getting, from our head, we're getting Call to Power, which is cool. It's fun. Fueled by Rage. Gore Feast. HP replenishing whenever you're in melee. That is actually very cool. We get plus 10 melee attack, which is nice, and yeah, that's a strong one. Don't necessarily love what it does to our jawline. With these, we have Call of Power. We have access to the spell, the Purple Sun of Xerius, which is actually a very powerful spell. It is a little expensive, though, as you can see there. We also have access to some belled horns. Oh, and we have some stuff that is part of sets. Gosh, there's actually a lot of things. There's a lot of things here to consider. So, but this does not make us much better at actual melee combat. So, Call for Power, the Purple Sun, and again, not much in the way of melee stuff. This gives you access to Phantasmagoria in case we do want to use it. 5 melee attack and 5 defense plus some armor. I have to say, I don't think the set bonuses for that set are very compelling. And this gives you Arcane Mirth. So whenever you're out of melee, our power recharge rate is higher. Gives you access to a different vortex spell. 3 damaging rifts spreading outwards. And a little HP barrier. Oh, and it makes you beaked. It does say it's a beak. I gotta be honest with you, aesthetically, this one is definitely winning for me. But I kind of think that... I kind of think this is the move, even though I don't much like the way it looks. Okay, so all of the bodies have Foreboding Ignition. 25 armor, ward save. I think we want to stick with the Spiked Collar. So Purge the Weak is the fly really fast thing. Charge bonus up plus move speed. I don't think is as compelling as the Ravaged Wings. I think we'll stick with the Ravaged Wings. For our left arm, we actually just have the base arm. It is giving us a lot of melee attack. It's actually really... that's pretty powerful. So the arm spikes. I don't see this being much of an upgrade. This moves us in more of a defensive direction, which I don't love. This would give us the Fate of Buna, which is a very powerful direct damage spell, also tremendously expensive. But none of these do anywhere near as much for our offense as just the base muscular arms. If we switch off of our left arm, we're going to lose our cool sword. I guess we have other weapons available. So this summons some blue meanies. I kind of think, for the moment, I want to stick with the blade arm. The Lore of Nurgle. So a breath attack that does poison and some reasonable damage. I think we'll stick with this for right now. Our trophied legs are fine. Unit mass plus 25%. So this makes you... it increases the strength of your charges and decreases the strength of charges against you. Like, the game actually does do some physics calculation. So that's fun. 60% more charge bonus. This is a value that gets applied to our attack and damage for a brief time after we charge into an enemy. I think it's totally fine, but I think I want to stick with the trophied legs. So this also has Serpentine Tail, gives you barrier hit points, no melee attack. I really like our melee attack being as high as it is. I'm reluctant to drop that. Here we'd have to make a trade-off. We do have access to some two-handed weapons. We'd lose our shield though. Even with our shield, we barely have any melee defense, and I do like the missile block chance. I think that's really valuable for a huge flying unit. So I think I'm going to leave us like this. I'm going to mouse over everything to clear the exclamation points, but I'm going to leave us like this. Okay, so that is where we're going to call it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow most likely, we are going to turn our sights to some new foes. We have finally secured what I thought was going to be very quickly our original territory, and now we have all of this violence to put elsewhere. And we'll see you then.